ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Stardom Review. I am your host, Andre C. Malball is off again this week, so she will be back very, very soon. But I am here to hold the fort down to talk about some Stardom Pro Wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. And I am here to talk about the June 3rd Stardom event from the Light Cube. And again, a very interesting name of a venue, the Light Cube. Yeah. Yeah, so it was the Light Cube in Utsunomiya, Tochigi, Japan. Again, I'm not good at saying a lot of those names, so please don't get mad at me for that. But I'm here to talk about that. But before we get into it, I want to thank everybody so very, very much for liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and just commenting below, because we love to hear from you guys. We love to hear the comments. We love to talk to you. We love to engage with you about professional wrestling. So I'm going to get into it here. We're going to talk this show. So it starts off. Where is my notes? I closed my notes. I'm dumb. All right, we started off. It's a singles match between Miyu Amasaki and Aya Sakura. Aya's gear looks. I don't know. I've noticed it for a little bit now. Her gear looks like it's a little bit too big for her. It doesn't fit her right. I don't know. It just seems like, again, most of the girls all wear fitting gear, and most professional wrestlers do. It just her gear, like loose on her, just seems a little bit odd. Simple wrestling to start, with both trying to work the leg. Miyu getting the advantage. Miyu getting the scoop slam. Then another one for a 2 count. Aya forearms Miyu into the corner, and she gets a corner drop kick, followed by 3 more, and gets a 2 for the pin. They each try to scoop slam, but Aya gets it and hits a roundhouse kick to the head for 2. DDT by Miyu Amasaki, and Aya stops the pendulum DDT into a Mahishar Kyoto for the 2 count. Miyu then hits the pendulum DDT, but Aya kicks out with that 2.9 point, just barely getting her shoulder up. So Miyu sits out a pedigree and gets the win. Again, I'm not sure the name. I think I missed that one. I forgot to get the name of that one. But yeah, his other sit out pedigree, or Angel's Wings, whatever you want to call it, and he gets the win. Again, really fun opener. Very simple, short match. Nothing to write home about. But again, both women look good. They both look like they work well together. And again, I really am enjoying Miyu Amasaki's work. I think she does a very good job. And Aya Sakura is on the rise. Again, she is very, very new. But they did a good job in here together. So again, there's pressure on these girls. They're still young. They're still early on in their career. So to have to open a show, that's a lot of pressure, because you have to get that crowd fired up. And that can be a really tough spot for anybody in professional wrestling, let alone the new people. We move on to the match of Rina versus my girl, Saida, the shoulder boulders herself. Look at her. Look at the flex. The flex looks great. So Hina and Rina start a lockup and flat out ignoring Saida. So Ida forces herself into their lockup, and then the sisters just end up double teaming her, get her and take her down. But then Rina turns on her sister with a drop kick, sending her out. And then Rina starts tossing Saya around the ring by her hair, and she ends up choking her in the corner. I thought really good expression from Rina, especially when she was in here. She has really good fire and really good ability to be a bad guy. I think she does it very, very well. Ida tries a suplex, but Hina comes back to stop it. But Ida fights off both sisters and hits a scoop slam and a jumping elbow to Hina for 2. Beautiful backbreaker across the knee by Hina to Ida. And then she gets Ida into an armbar, but Rina ends up stopping it. And she gets an abdominal stretch to Hina, and then pulls Saida in and gets a dragon sleeper on her. So she's got dual submissions going. I really did like that. Great forearm exchange from Hina and Rina in this. Hina getting the advantage, but Ida comes in, attacks both. She goes to the top, hits the shoulder block off the top, the salute to the shoulder block, and gets a 2 count on Rina. Hina hits a neck breaker to Rina and gets a pump handle Uranagi. Look really good for 2. Hina goes for the Gato clutch, but Rina reverses it into a jackknife cover, and she picks up the big win. So again, really showcasing all three. I thought all three got a really good time, and this one was 7 minutes and 21 seconds, but all three ladies got really good at showing here, and I think they did a really great job. Rena really being this, like, I guess I'm the standout of it all because again, she's got the future Stardom title now. And it looks good. It looks good on her. I think she it looks good on her. So again, I did enjoy the three of them. Again, three women younger in their days in professional wrestling, and they're doing a really good job. Again, a really fun match. Again, this match just show is very much a tag team match, just kind of advancing story throughout is what this one's doing. And this one really does advance the story between Queen's Quest, which is Hina, and Oedo Tai, which is Rena, and the fact that they're going to war on the 25th of June in a cage match. It's gonna be insane. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. We move on. It's this was a weird one. It's did I put these out? I put these out of order. I'm bad at my job. We have the team of Hanako, Lady C, and Yuna Mizumori taking on God's Eye. Taking on God's Eyes, Ami Sarai, Mirai, and Suri. Love the new jacket Mirai's sporting. Got the spikes off the collar. Looks really good. Yuna demanding to fight Ami at the start of the match. Lots of arm ringers from Yuna in the opening situation. And she gets Ami in the arm. So it's like a spot where they have the arms crossed and they're pulling the arms back. And then both her partners put the feet on there, pushing pressure in. And then they take the arms and pull the arms until it's broken up by God's Eye. And then Mirai and Ami do the dual chops to Yuna. Looked really good. Mirai does the arm choke herself and pulls Yuna into the corner, and Suri tags in. And goddamn, she snap mirrors Yuna and just unloads an insanely hard kick into the back of Yuna Mizumori. And I was just like, ooh, Jesus. And she did it, and then she snap mirrored her and kicked her again. I'm like, God damn it. It was crazy. Lady C gets in at one point, and she gets an abdominal stretch to Suri, but Ami interferes, and but Lady C ends up turning it around and hits a double Russian leg sweep to Suri and Ami for two, and gets a 2 count on Suri, and a really good spot showing her ability to overcome two opponents. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to go through my notes here. Hanako in at one point gets a torture rack on Mirai and then runs her into the corner and then gets a beautiful corner splash. Mirai ends up fighting back. She gets the downward spiral and then repeated back elbows in the corner. But Mirai ends up getting stopped by Yuna when she goes to the top, and Hanako and Lady C end up both double booting her on the top rope. And Hanako gets another torture rack onto Mirai, but the rest of God's Eye does interfere to break it up. End of the match comes though, shoulder block by Mirai to Hanako. She gets the Boston Crab in, and Hanako's like struggling. She's like that far from the rope, and then I pulls her back to center and then sits down deep in with the Boston Crab, and then Hanako is forced to tap out. Your winners are God's Eye. Again, really great match. I thought the fortitude of Mirai was absolutely phenomenal, and Hanako is improving leaps and bounds. I thought her selling, especially at the end there in the Boston Crab, was so good. She did a really great job in there when she was in there with Surya, when she was in there with Mirai, when she was in there with Ami. I thought she did an absolutely tremendous job. But Grant, really fun 6-woman tag, and it looks like, and I think it's just 6-woman tags for the rest of the night up until the main event. So just get ready for a few more 6-woman tags I'm about to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. And so we move on, and I think it is this one. It is Oedo Tai's Fukigen Death, Natsuka Tora, and Saki Kashima taking on Donna Del Mondo's Julia, Mai Sakurai, and Thekla, the Artist of Stardom champions. Saki's leading Fuki down to the ring with the dog collar she has got on, and Fuki keeps running off in different directions. Saki's just like, and getting pulled off in different directions. It's really funny. I love the fuzzy jackets. It looked a great look. They look great with the artist titles. Thekla, like just her gear, the hair, everything, just it's absolute fire. Looked just so good. Fuki throwing the paper at the announcer when he's doing the intro for her was funny. Uh, Really technical start from the two high speed division people here in Saki Kashima and that guy. Really expected a little bit faster. They have a little bit technical start, and then they get into the quick pins and stuff, and then they have like pulling on each other's hair. Fuki gets in with Mai, but then Mai gets her down. She keeps doing that Fuki can death thing, and she ends up taking her down and like steps on her chest and is like screaming and yelling at her. It's just like, oh, what the heck? Um, and then Fuki gets back up and she like when you're a kid and your parents would grab your nose, she did that, but like held on and pulled Mai a little bit with the nose. I'm pretty sure that's what it looked like. I thought quite funny. Tora ends up stretching Mai on the ropes, pulling her back, and then Fuki Death and Saki Kashima end up posing with her. Thekla unloading gets in there and she unloads strikes on Tora, then attacks her in the corner as DDM are holding her there, and that she gets the leg scissors, sending her Tora into the ropes. And then she goes to the apron and hits a running boot to Tora, who's through the ropes on the apron, and she goes to the top, hits a beautiful high cross for 2. Then she tags in Julia. They hit the reverse heart attack and the sandwich forearms for 2, and Julia gets the forearm or gets the pin for two, no, to win, and then she turns into an STF, but Tora does get to the ropes. Tora ends up taking over, knocks Juliet down with the lariat, and so she's against the bottom rope, and she hits the cannonball into the bottom rope. Excuse me. Fukigen Death gets in there with Juliet, and she's doing her Fukigen Death. Was it death Fukigen Death thing? She turns in running at the corner, and Julia kicks her. So she does it again, runs the corner, Julia kicks her again. And then she does it a third time, and Julia kicks her again. She just can't seem to get this with Julia in there, and it didn't work. And then she gets triple teamed by Donna Del Mundo, but then she gets handed the paper and smacks them all with it. Tora and Saki come in attacking, and she hits Julia with the paper. Tora ends up hitting Julia with the FU, or Cradle Shock more Cradle Shock. And then Fukigen Death hits the senton off the second rope, but she can only get 2. Mai gets an abdominal stretch on Tora, while Thekla gets the Moodle Lock on Saki, while Julia gets the Octopus on Fukigen Death. And then Mai and Thekla end up breaking theirs, and then Fukigen Death gets to the ropes to break hers. Fukigen Death gets an eye poke onto Julia, and she goes for a super up, but Julia reverses it into a Falcon Arrow. Thekla hits a beautiful spear onto both Saki Kashima and Natsuko Tora at the same time. And then this was a crazy move. It was like a triple team. Julia and Mai lifted up Fukigen Death, and Thekla comes off the top rope and backstabs just a backstabber to Fukigen Death. And then Julia picks her up, hits a backdrop driver, and gets the win. I thought really great match. Fukigen Death was in here a lot, and I'm not usually a fan of Fuki, but I thought she did a really good job working her comedy into the serious, and Julia and Thekla and Mai not taking it, not letting her have that fun, that goofiness, because they kept being serious throughout it, which I actually think really did work. After the match, Mai just says hello to all the commoners. Your ladyship has returned with the artist's belt, but she's mad that all they had to give to her here was gyoza, which is a dumpling, and from what I hear, it's very good. But she says at least put a gold leaf on it. And then she says, you commoners should go home and drink lemon milk. It's a common drink in Japan. And then she says, please excuse me. Again, very good match. Very good 6-woman tag. I thought the standout for me out of a way to tie was Fukigen Death. And they actually did a great job. And just working in there well, especially against Julia. I thought it was a great sequence she had with Julia was absolutely phenomenal. So we move on to the card. This one, I guess I put everything out of order. I'm not good at this. We've got another 6-woman tag. It's Maika, Mesera, and Suzu Suzuki versus Oedo Tai's Momo Watanabe, Uraka, and Starlight Kid. It's essentially team mismatch versus Oedo Tai. And I guess like going forward, they got a few more tag matches together. And then on the June 25th show, the team of Suzuki, Micah, and May Sarah are going to be having a match at that show together, taking on another 6-woman team at that show. So yeah, Momo trying to stomp the foot of May at the start, but May ends up stomping the foot of Momo. It was a pretty funny spot. And then she stomps on but then Momo ends up knocking her down, and then she stomps on the back of May. It was again a great little back and forth sequence, and Momo getting mad because she couldn't get the stomp, and May getting it, and then she has to knock her down and stomp on her back. That was a really good little spot. Suzu Suzuki doing a beautiful Matrix dodge to a lariat, and then hits the top to the top rope cross body of Starlight Kid. I know she matrixed a lariat at one point in this match too, but again, absolutely tremendous flexibility from this woman. It's crazy. Momo somebody attacks Suzu Suzuki, and then her and Starlight Kid dual kick her in the head, and Momo hits a Uranagi, and Starlight Kid hits a beautiful lion saw, but the pin does get broken up. Starlight Kid reverses the tequila shots, so Suzu Suzuki hits a very Master Wato-esque high-angle German suplex, but Starlight Kid right back up, hits the double knees to the head of Suzuki, like the back of the head of Suzuki, while she's kind of like setting up to get up. Uraka getting a senton on Suzu Suzuki for 2, but Suzu gets right back up and hits like that where she just hits a spear and like flips over, like that inside out smashing spear. Micah smashes the face of Uraka in the corner, like just bang. And Uraka ends up dropping Micah with the shoulder block and hits the running cross, and she gets her against the bottom rope, and she hits that running cross into the bottom rope. I really love the influence that Netsuko Tora has, the great influence she's had on Uraka. Micah gets a really big lariat to Uraka and hits the Judas sweep, but the pin gets broken up. Micah gets an assisted X Factor from so May and Suzu lift Starlight Kid up, and she gets the X Factor, and it was like a half Delson facebuster combo. It was a group team move that I've never seen them do before. They hit the Starlight Kid. Micah hits a discus forearm to Uraka and hits the Michinoku driver and gets Michinoku driver 2 and gets the win. Again, really fun match. I think this was a very big showcase for Suzu Suzuki and Micah. I thought that those are the two big standouts in this and really going to war against Oedo Tai. May Sarah was in there, did some good little stuff, but again, it was really Suzu Suzuki and Micah. They're really trying to show these two off. And again, I'm hoping it makes them main event players. That's what I'm really hoping for. I want to see these two really ascend the card because they both are absolutely incredible professional wrestlers. So we are going to move on to, there we go. I now have it back in order. We get to the semi-main event of the evening. It's a 6-woman tag team match. It is Queen's Quest Azumi, Saya Kamitani, and Utami Hayashishida taking on Cosmic Angels, Natsupoi, Saori Anou, and Tam Nakano. The Wonder and World of Stardom champion, Tam Nakano. Azumi and Nat start in the match really fast with the dodges, the pin attempts, very much a high-speed start. They catch. They end up going both for a kick at the same time. They catch, and then they agree to put it down, but then they both just pull the leg back up, and then they like boot each other and sending each other to the mat. I thought it was just a fun little goofy spot. I thought it was really fun to watch. Azumi and Saya Kamitani hit with the dual seated drop kicks to Natsupoi, and Saya Kamitani hits a double and jumps up and hits like the double stomp to Natsupoi and gets a 2 count. Utami gets a camel clutch on Natsupoi, and goddamn, the flexibility on Natsupoi. She's just sitting like way back, just pulling on that camel clutch. Looked really good. And then she just like smashes her face into the mat when she's done with her. It was just like, oh. Tam Nakano in with the Snapmare and PK to the back of Azumi. followed by she did the Koguma stomps where she jumped on the back against the ropes and like did a little stomp and jumped up and did a big stomp. I was like, stealing some moves. Um, Sayoriana gets a Muda lock on, hits it, and then an axe like that axe kick, down kick to a down opponent and gets a 2 count on Nazumi. Utami smashing Anu into the mat, and then corner splashes, then hits for 2, and then hits and then her and I can't remember it was who she was with hit a beautiful double drop kick. Um, yeah, the dual cartwheels into the drop kicks by Tam and Nat to Utami. Then they hit that double flip that where they flip over, hit the neck breaker, looked really good. Tam gets tagged in at that point, and she hits the running knee into where Tommy's against the ropes. She runs that running into the back of the head in the ropes, which real I think was an absolutely phenomenal move. Utami catches Tam running in and hits a beautiful air raid crash at one point. Sliding D and running knee combo by Utami and Azumi. And then Sai Kamatani hits a running boot to Sayori Anu for 2 at one point. Sayori reverses the Star Crusher, and Meltier hits the dual super kicks, and Sayori Anu hits a German on Sai Kamatani for 2. Torture rack and roundhouse kick combo by Utami and Azumi, and Sai Kamatani hits a springboard cross to Anu. Roundhouse kick by Sai Kamatani, and then a Trouble in Paradise or tornado kick to a downed Sayori Anu, where she's like kind of like laying on for all fours. So the roll through into a backdrop driver by like she goes for a roll up and then rolls her through and lifts her and then drives her down with a backdrop driver by Sai Kamatani to Sayori Anu. But as the ref starts to count the pin, the 15-minute time limit expires, and you're like, oh, and like you see every girl in there is just like just pissed that they ended up like just ended on a time limit draw. I could understand it; it could get frustrating. After the match, Utami ends up staring down the red belt with and like a Tam and then look at the red belt. Then Azumi comes up and she's pointing at the white belt, saying she wants a shot. And then Saya Kamatani comes up and she's looking at both and just goes. And it was just like she's not going to make a decision on what belt she's going after. But again, I love the little stare downs of the belts and intending challengers down the road for Tam Nakano after during and after the 5-star Grand Prix, because we know they don't. It's not done in just a few weeks. It starts at the end of July and goes all the way till October, I think, this year for the 5-star. It's a long tournament. It's a great tournament, but it's a long tournament, man. I'm absolutely looking forward to it. I would love to see Tam Nakano versus Tommy Hayashida. I think those two would absolutely kill it in the ring together. I really do. Same with Azumi versus Tam Nakano. That match would be absolute fire because of how fast they can move. Would it be absolutely tremendous? I think those two would just kill it in the ring. But we are going to move on to the main event of the evening. It stars Hanan, Hazuki, Koguma, and Mayu Utani and Momokogo taking on Club Venus's Jesse, Muraime, Mina Shirakawa, Waka Tsukiyama, and Xena. My girls, my favorite team. It's Club Venus. It's pretty obvious at this point. I'm a big fan of these girls. They come out and they don't do the full version of the dance. They just did a quick shake and then and it was just Waka did it with him, but it was just a quick little like couple second dance. I was just like, what the hell? But stay tuned. Melba might have her own version of the dance coming out very soon. You never know, man. It might happen very soon. We'll see, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody's gear looks so good, but Waka just stands out like a sore thumb. Her gear just it's so different from everybody else's that it just. I think she needs to get a new wardrobe. I think it would suit her. It would kind of make her look more to the group because again, it's the same gear she was wearing when she was losing. It's the gear with the walk across the chest. Everybody knows who you are by this point, girl. You don't need to keep putting your name across the chest. Hanan uses Hazuki and Koguma like when they come out and like kneel down and she sits on their knees like she's sitting on a chair. But they gave her the glory spot because I guess she is in her hometown. or her home prefecture here. So yeah, Mino intros all of Club Venus, the Fighting Princess Mariah May, the Touch of Thunder Xena, the Matahari Jessie, Moonlight Fantasy Wakasukiyama, and the Venus Mina Shirakawa. I thought great, and then the match starts with Jessie and Hanan. So Jessie cartwheels, does a cartwheel, then poses, and then she does the hip shake, and she goes after Hanan, but Hanan ducks the lockup, and she does a hip shake, and then Jessie or she does a hip shake and then poses on the ropes. Jessie just looks pissed, and she does it like she gets on the rope. It does like the where Jessie hangs over the rope during her entrance, or during her intro. She does that exact move, and Jessie just pisses and attacks her. Again, really funny spot. I thought. Um, yeah. Right. They have a really good little fight there. But then rest of Club Venus, while Jessie's got her pulled back in like almost like as if you were going to go back into the surfboard shot, but you didn't lift them up. She has her like that, and the rest of Club Venus it's a quadruple drop kick to Hanan. Mariah gets in. She ends up stretching Hanan on the ropes, and this is where all of Club Venus gets up and does the away to time move, where they all pose with her. And then Mina gets in. She's working the knee of Hanan. She gets the surfboard on, and everybody's just brawling on the floor. Like Club Venus is attacking the stars, pulled them off the apron. It was really funny. Xena comes in. She drop kicks the knee, keeps work twice, and then hits a delayed scoop. Like she's just like holding there, just like just let all the blood go to your head. Then hits a scoop slam, and then she hits the chops. In the corner, Hanan fights back, and All of Stars comes in and attacks Xena and hit like a five. All five of them hit a drop kick to Xena. It was just like ooh. Mo hits the Tiger Feint kick and the springboard drop kick for two. Snapmare and a double springboard drop kick by Mariah May to Momokogo for two. Hazuki gets in and she gets the second rope drop kick to Mariah May, hits the boot wash in the corner, hits a running boot, followed by like she picks her up and does the fallback slingshot under the rope, and she gets a 2 count off of that. Mina gets in and she puts Hazuki up on the top, and Mariah May ends up doing the Trish Stratus Rana to her off the top, and they hit a dual inverted DDT or the dual Scorpion Death Drop, and Mariah May gets a 2. Hazuki gets the code breaker, and Kokuma tags in, and does the stomps to Mariah May. Mina comes in, she gets the figure 4 on Kokuma, but Mayu hits a double stomp off the top, and Mina to break it up. Inverted exploder by Mina to Koguma, and Mina tags in Waka, and Koguma ends up tagging in Hanan because both girls are pretty goddamn exhausted at this point. Waka just unloads the forearms on Hanan, but Hanan gets a judo throw, but Waka comes right back and hits the Oblivion out of the ropes. Waka gets the straight jacket slam on Hanan, but the pin does get broken up. Everyone in. It's mad scramble. Everybody's brawling. Club Venus gets sent to the floor. Then, while Mayu's hitting a suicide dive onto Club Venus, Momokogo and Hanan are jumping off the second ropes to the floor onto Club Venus. Just mad, everybody attacking Club Venus onto the floor with dives and stuff. Stars hits their quadruple wheelbarrow facebuster codebreaker combo, and Hanan hits a beautiful bridging Northern Lights suplex, but Mina ends up, but Mina breaks the pin up. Rolling elbow by Mina, and Waka. Oh, sorry, that quadruple facebuster combo codebreaker thing was to Waka. Rolling elbow by Mina. Waka rolls up Hanan for 2. Hazuki comes in, hits a bicycle kick, and Hanan hits the running famous there for 2. Can't get the win there on Waka. So she hits the bridging backdrop driver and gets the win. And then it cuts to the floor, and Mayu Iwatani is just sitting on top of Jessie, who's just laying there on the floor, like, God damn it, get off me. And it was really funny to see that little spot. So post-match conversation, Hanan says she won her homecoming. our second time at the Light Cube, and it was a lot of fun. And all three sisters had a blast. So I'm guessing she's referring to Hina and Rina, because they're all in their home prefecture. Uh, they will do their best to come back. There is an upcoming 5-star Grand Prix Rumble. She will do her best to win and get in and try to compete. She will close the show. She will, and then she says she'll close the show now. Believe now, shine tomorrow. We are Stardom. Again, absolutely tremendous match. All these women did a great job. Uh, just I thought Jesse looked really good in here. Momokogo looking great. Hanan, I think, was the shining star of this match. Hazuki with some great stuff in this too. Waka really taking a beating in this one. Again, absolutely tremendous match. Mariah May and Mina are looking phenomenal. Xena just looking powerful. And all the stars just looking great. Mayu Iwatani wasn't in a lot of this match. Other than the suicide dive, and the stomp up top, I don't remember her doing much in this match. I don't actually remember if she ever actually tagged in. So again, all crazy stuff, but absolutely phenomenal match. Quickly, I do want to go over the 5-star Grand Prix entrance into the tournament this year. Sorry, I just got to bring it up. I end up closing the. There it is. 5-star Grand Prix this year. We're gonna quickly go over it. Figure we should talk about the entrance into this tournament this year. It was announced that we have Ami Saray from God's Eye, Azumi from Queen's Quest, Julia from Donna Del Mundo. You have Hazuki from Stars, Micah from Donna Del Mundo. Donna Del Mundo. You have Mayu Iwatani from Stars, Mina Shirakawa from Club Venus, Mirai from God's Eye, Momo Watanabe from Oedo Tai, Natsuka Tora from Oedo Tai, Natsupoi from Cosmic Angels, Sayori Anu from Cosmic Angels, Saya Kamatani from Queen's Quest, Starlight Kid from Oedo Tai, Suzu Suzuki, who is unaffiliated at the moment. I'm really hoping she could join DDM, but again, that doesn't work because Julia is her mortal enemy. So it's just like, but she's been working with Micah, and there's an affiliation there, man. I really see it. Shuri is entering. She represents God's Eye. Tam Nakano entering as the World and Wonder of Stardom champion, representing Cosmic Angels, and Utami Hayashida entering, representing Queen's Quest. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. There's 18 women here, and they said there were 2 more going to be in the 5-star Grand Prix Rumble. I will talk about that at a later date. Because I will be talking about when that show comes out on the Prince. I'm not going to go over who did win those. So I want to talk about it when we talk about that show, because that show just happened a couple days ago, and that should be coming out hopefully very soon. They only dropped the 3rd and the 4th over the last few days, and it's already, as record this June 19th. So, and we have the show coming from the 25th. And that show might not come out right away either. So, again, very much looking forward to the future of Stardom. There's a crazy show on the 25th, 2 cage matches. Mina Shirakawa and Mariah May challenging for the tag team titles. You have Micah, Shizu Suzuki, and May Sarah. They are in they are in a match against. I don't have it right here in front of me. Just give me a second. There it is. Come on, load up. Come on. Seeing the behind the scenes of my incompetence, ladies and gentlemen. It's funny. So you have the cage match, the faction warfare between Queen's Quest and Oedo Tai. You have, for the artist titles, you have Donald Demunda defending in the cage against Stars, Mayu Iwatani, Hazuki, and Koguma. Yes, you have the challenge of Mariah May and Mina Shirakawa challenging for the Goddess Tag Team titles. Then you have, so it's Micah, Suzu Suzuki, and May Sarah taking on Kairi, Tam Nakano, and Natsupoi. That's an incredible match. Then you have Suri versus Xena. I'm very much looking forward to the power of Xena versus the technical and striking ability of Suri. I think it's going to be an absolutely tremendous match. And then you have Hanako versus, I'm guessing it's probably a passion match against Nana Takahashi. I think that match will be absolutely incredible. Really show what Hanako can do. And then your opener for the night, it's looking like it's Hanan, Saida, and Momokogo taking on Wakasukiyama, Yuna Mizumori, and Aya Sakura. Aya Sakura. That's it. And yeah, again, it looks to be a very good card. I'm very much looking forward to that. It's in their next big card is the Stardom Sunshine 2023 show. I am very much looking forward to that. Again, it's all leading up to go into the 5-star Grand Prix. I'm really hoping to see a title change in the Goddess division because I would love to see Micro Mina and Mariah May win those titles. I really, really would. So, but before I go, I want to give some shout outs to our friends and our supporters here. I want to give a shout out to you, the great fans of ours. Thank you so much for all the great support you have given us, for getting us to where we are on the YouTube page. Whether you're on Andre Mobile Wrestling Talk, I really appreciate if you can like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below. And don't forget to hit the notification bell to know when we drop new content. Along with you might be watching us over on Backbreaker Video, so please check us out. If you're checking us out over there, great, thank you so much. If you could please add the channel, subscribe to Andre Mobile Wrestling Talk, would really appreciate it. And if you're watching on Andre Mobile Talk, go check out Backbreaker Video. Lots of great content over on Backbreaker Video at youtube.com/@backbreakervideo, and you can find Mike's live content throughout the week at twitch.tv/MikeTheRef. And then all the gaming content is replayed over at youtube.com/@backbreaker_gaming. There's him, there's PJC, there's Runchy Rick Jules. Lots of great gaming content coming out there. I want to give a big shout out to the natural Astrid Pizarro. You can check all her content over there at youtube.com/@Astrid Pizarro. And then finally, tomorrow, Wednesday, as I'm recording, or sorry, 2 days from as I'm recording this, this is coming out Tuesday, Wednesday, June 21st, I will be reviewing the start of Secret Invasion with my boy OLED over there on Marvel Talk. We're going to be over there at youtube.com/@OurLocalSman at our local establishment, and this first one will be live on Twitch at twitch.tv/our local establishment. Please check those out. Absolutely great. Absolutely great time. If you want, go to the past, go to the YouTube page, and you can check out when I sat down with Alex, that Acto guy, and we talked the Flash movie on Marvel Talk. Marvel Talk Goes DC, where we talked all about the Flash. Absolutely tremendous movie. If you want to hear us talk about it, it's very spoiler filled. We use a little non-spoiler stuff at the start if you just want to hear what we felt about the movie, but we get into it. We talk about the entire movie. We break it down. We tell what we love, what we didn't love, stuff that annoyed us, stuff that made us just go, yes. Again, absolutely tremendous. You can check that out at youtube.com/@our local establishment. But if you want to find myself or Melball, you can find me on Twitter. On Twitter, Mastodon, Hive, at that Canada guy, Instagram at that Canada dude. You can find me on the Andre and Melball Wrestling Talk Facebook page if you want to contact me there. And you can find Melball on Twitter at Collins Melball, on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and Mastodon at Melball Collins. Please, thank you so very, very much, ladies and gentlemen, all the great support you have given us for all the content we've put out. Thank you so very much. And please tell your friends, please share it out. We would really appreciate that. And thank you so very much. And I guess I got to do it like Mel. Mwah.